There's Monapule Saleng.
Yes.
Is he still in your books?
Yes.
I want to take it back to, because I always say, no one knows what happened at Pirates because Pirates have never come out and said this, and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monapule Saleng did the interview you did with Sundowns.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was with DJ Naves in the, what is it called, Pitchside podcast.
Yes.
Not much there either. I think he did very well to, to shelter what had happened. Then there was the orbit. A little bit of a window was opened there because the coach did come on here.
Yep.
And he wasn't very impressed with not only just the behavior, but just Monapule Saleng as a player as well at the time. And I'm sure that's a conversation you heard.
Yeah, I did hear it.
And
I also prepared for this question.
Well, let's hear the preparation.
Look, I came with the intention to be honest, but also to be respective of my clients' interests and their rights to confidentiality. I think that I'm also on record at speaking about what happened for Orlando Pirates, I think that I still stand by the thing that I had said with Mazola, your three wise men.
I remember that sit down, yeah.
Yeah, to say the issue is more nuanced than a contractual issue, which was what was being reported at the time. And it had to do with welfare and well-being of the player. Without breaching his confidentiality, I think that he's traveled a season that is quite difficult for him to show up as a professional player. And, with Orbit, him being loaned to Orbit, it was Pirates' move to ease tensions and to help him recuperate with a particular individual that found him. Bogiso is the one who found this gem, took him to Free State Stars to say maybe under his tutelage, his guidance, he can come back into the fold, And so he did a loan spell there. We got so much fire for that to say he's regressing. But again, like I say, he is traveling a very difficult part. And I'm not saying that I know what it is. I don't. But I'm not going to leave.
You can't say that.
I'm not a medical doctor. I can see there's an issue. I can see how it's manifesting itself. But it is definitely greater than misbehavior. And that's the issue. People are defining it as misconduct, bad behavior. And that the Bogiso has come out and said he's showing up.
Coach of late.
Yeah. And he's showing up in a way that is unacceptable, which I agree with. But it is more nuanced than that. It is more deeper than that. It's psychological. And I think that there's a welfare issue that I can't put my finger on. But I'm not going to leave my client at that stage. We walk through it with him. And we try and get him support. And I think that, Sundowns is professional enough to call it what it is, to say there is an issue there. You heard the coach come out and say it. But I think that they are also kind enough to give him the space to try and see how he can recuperate back into the fold of a professional, high-performing player.
See, once you say medical, then my question is, are we talking about medical? Because it's obviously not medical physical as in he's hurt, he's injured.
Yeah, it's psychological.
So psychological as in
safety.
Mentally.
There's a psychological safety issue that I have observed.
Please break that down in layman's terms. What is psychological mental issue?
Why
What is psychological?
I think that in times of crisis and in times of distress, human beings are likely to fight or flight.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of that. When there's psychological safety of an individual, and I can see that it's a long-standing issue. It manifested itself first at Pirates. It continued at Orbit. He started off well with Sundowns, but there is something there, and I am not qualified to diagnose it. What I can do is I can call for help. I can cry for help. I can walk with my client for that help, but it is up to him to say, let's take it.
Have you made those calls then?
Of course.
The professionals that you obviously then source. Have you sourced them?
Of course, but the challenge is, and this is the issue with mental well-being, you cannot force somebody, right? So
you can advise.
You can advise, you can set up the meeting, but the and that's the issue. If someone doesn't have the capacity to appreciate what is going on, they cannot have the capacity to then take on the medical help. But we've raised it. We've raised it on all angles with all the clubs, and I've on record to say I think that there is a psychological safety thing, and I'm not sure what more we can do. But it is an issue in football. We thought Jaden Adams was happy. We thought he was fine. We saw him come back from the World Cup, and we got the shock of our lives to wake up one day and there's actually was a psychological issue. And it's silent, these things, Andile.
I'm going to ask you some questions that, just to despair and dispel some things out there. Does Monapule Saleng struggle from alcohol abuse, to your knowledge?
Not that I'm aware of, but I have heard people around him say.
This is your client, as you said, you like to, to be a lot more involved. Do you then sit and say, hey, I'm hearing that there's an alcohol, I haven't seen you, but have you had that conversation with him?
Look, I don't want to. I think, we're going into a dangerous line of confidentiality.
Okay.
But I have, on more than one occasion, have gone to Bloemfontein, have sat down with parents, have sat down with him, have asked him, what is the issue, and I have come to the conclusion and the observation that there is a psychological safety issue.
And however it shows
whether
up,
that is then exacerbated by other things, that might be the case, but that's symptomatic, then that rather is the cause. There's a deeper issue that I think we all need to address.
Right, just take a break from this one. It's 18:50 on the Mighty Metro FM.
From listening to the video, gents, it's clear that Monapule Saleng is going through a mental health problem. And gents, we wish him all the best. We wish him Jida will recover. He will beat it, whatever it is that is troubling him. I hope the people that are closer to him are going to be more closer to him, try and help him, walk him throughout this dark space he's in. I think the media does not need to know any more information. I think it does not even need to come out right now, because I think we can all suspect it. Okay, it's no longer a thing of him misbehaving on purpose. He's not okay. So, gents, I think Saleng's media team not coming out in public saying that Tumchita, this is the problem, these are the issues. I think they're doing a very good job in that department. We don't need to know, the media does not need to know deep details on what's going on with Monapule Saleng. We just need to know Tumchita is doing fine, doing well. Those are the news I think we need to know. When he's coming back, of course, I think we're going to know that. So right now, them protecting him like that, I like it very much. Don't say anything that is going to make it even more difficult for him to recover. So I'm happy with Saleng's media team. So yeah, man, I hope Mjida will recover from whatever it is he's going through and come back to playing football, what we know him for. I think it will be good to see him back on the pitch, and I think he will be an important player for Bafana Bafana as well.